gosh, I think thinking back, the 60s was a time of great exploration and experimentation, because everything was being opened up in terms of ideas. I mean, I remember I was very lucky because although I was only a kid, my uncle was 8 years older than me, and he had a pirate radio station in the 60s, and he was playing me Pink Floyd and Hendrix and all that stuff when I was a kid, and so, it had a big impression on me. And looking back on it now, after reading about it and hearing about it, it seems like it was a huge opening at that point to all kinds of ideas from every place, all kinds of ideas from all around the world, so mysticism and philosophy, and experimenting with different lifestyles and experimenting with different musics. And now it seems like we're kind of stuck in a sort of rut where everybody's trying to do the same thing just to make money. And you think, oh, this isn't right. It's not like it was in the 60s or even the 70s. It's kind of stuck in this thing where people aren't experimenting anymore, or they're not trying to move forward in a different way. I suppose that's what I would say is what we could do with it now. The band started in 1976. When the punk movement came out, and when they were the first band to get a punk album and single out. I was still at school. I joined the band in 1996, so I've been in the band 21 years. I was at school and I was a fan of the band when they came out. I never thought that I would actually join them. Well, there was one point when I heard them playing keyboards in the later albums, not the first album. There was no keyboards in the first album, and I thought, I wish I could have a go at, playing with them. I'd like to play with them. And sometimes dreams come true. I really hope so. I mean, I think I was seeing Keith Tippett. Keith Tippett's an improvising musician in Britain who played with King Crimson and people, and he said, let music never become just another way of making money. And I think as soon as that happens, the music loses its power, it loses its passion and spontaneity. So I'm hoping we still got that power and passion for doing something that, for the sake of it, for the sake of creativity, for the sake of imagination, and put beauty into what we do. If I wasn't a musician, well, I'm also a psychiatric nurse anyway. I studied to be a nurse. I look after people with dementia when I'm not playing music. Otherwise, I don't know. I suppose I'd like to. I suppose my father was an academic. He wrote stuff. He wrote about history, about the philosophy of history. So I'd like to use some ideas, write stuff. I suppose stuff with philosophy, with ideas and that kind of thing. And I'd like to do something like that. I don't know whether I have time or possibility in a lifetime to do that, but that'd be nice. I was always a big fan of Kate Bush. In fact, Kate Bush, I was part of her fan club, and when I first started recording songs, I sent her a tape of my songs, and she wrote back to me, which was really nice, and she said, you should play live. And I thought, where will I play live? And then there was a place in Brighton where I live called the Zap Club, opened up, and I was like, okay, I'll do something at the Zap Club. And Captain Sensible come along to the Zap Club and saw me there, and that's how we met. So later I was able to write back to her and say, well, thank you very much, your advice was very good. Very imaginative festival, I like that. We played at some other festivals. We went to Coachella in America. There's no imagination really there. There was a good record fair. That was about it, apart from the music, and a lot of the music we didn't like. Here is variety. It's an interesting location. There's lots of interesting imagery and stuff, lights and stuff. People have thought about the location, how to make it live and interesting and everything in the music. So yeah, we really like it.